This is Real Wealth Network's 2019 market overview for Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is one of the strongest real estate markets today, offering investors an affordable investment opportunity, $65,000 to $130,000, with strong equity growth potential. In this video, you'll learn about the top 3 factors that make Detroit one of the strongest real estate markets today: affordability, cash flow, and equity growth. Before we get to that, here's a little background information. The largest city in the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit is located on the Detroit River. The metropolitan area includes the St. Clair River, Lake St. Clair, and the western end of Lake Erie. The land is mostly flat in this area, but rises gradually on the northwestern side of the metro. Detroit was founded by Antoine de la Motte Cadillac on July 24, 1701. During the 1800s, the city quickly grew into a major hub for commerce and industry. As a result, the city grew quickly, both in population and manufacturing jobs. By the turn of the 20th century, Detroit was often called the Paris of the West due to its architecture: Washington Boulevard, which was electrified by Thomas Edison at the end of the 19th century, and downtown skyscrapers. Following World War II, the auto industry boomed and Detroit became the heart of the American automotive industry, earning the nickname Motor City. Detroit's 20th century automotive industry provided the initial model for mass production, which would later be adopted by countless other industries. In fact, Henry Ford pioneered the use of the assembly line while manufacturing the first automobiles in Detroit. Today, the Detroit metro area is home to the big 3 major automotive companies: General Motors, Ford Motor Company, and Chrysler, which offer a wide range of jobs and invest billions of dollars into the city's infrastructure. There are also 100 Fortune 500 companies, including Penske Automotive, Quicken Loans, Kellogg, Whirlpool, and Walmart, headquartered in the area. Despite its long-standing nickname, several of Detroit's fastest-growing industries are in sectors as diverse as healthcare, defense, aerospace, IT, and logistics. Detroit is undergoing a major revitalization in recent years. The president and CEO of the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, Roderick Miller, says, quote, "Detroit is starting to run on all cylinders. Office vacancy is low, rents continue to climb, housing demand remains strong even as more units come online." Quicken Loans CEO and billionaire Dan Gilbert is one of 2 billionaires committed to the city's rebirth. In 2010, he moved his company and its 1,700 workers from the suburbs into the downtown area. During the years that followed, the paper says his investment firm has invested more than $2 billion in downtown properties. Little Caesars pizza chain owner Mike Ilitch was also committed to the city's revitalization. The Detroit News reported that the Ilitch family committed to investing $2 billion to dozens of projects in the Midtown area near the new Little Caesars Arena. Ilitch owned the Detroit Red Wings and the Detroit Tigers and bought the naming rights for the new arena, which is set to open this fall. Millennials are also a big part of this new wave of activity in Detroit. As prices rise faster than wages in other parts of the country, Detroit is very affordable. Detroit offers investors the opportunity to purchase turnkey properties for as little as $64,000 that will rent for a median 1.18% of the purchase price every month and also have a strong chance for equity growth. Let's take a closer look. In January 2018, the median price of 3-bedroom homes in the Detroit metro area was $190,000. This is 6% lower than the national average of $202,000. However, in neighborhoods where Real Wealth Network members invest, the median price of 3-bedroom homes in January 2018 was only $79,962. This is 61% lower than the national average. This shows us that real estate in Detroit is more affordable than many other U.S. markets today. This is especially true in the Detroit neighborhoods where Real Wealth Network members are investing today. In January 2018, the median monthly rent for 3-bedroom homes in Detroit was $1,405, which is 0.74% of the purchase price of $190,000. This is slightly higher than the national purchase-to-rent ratio of 0.71%. In Detroit neighborhoods where Real Wealth Network members invest, the median monthly rent for 3-bedroom single-family homes was $942 in January 2018. This is 1.18% of the purchase price, which is significantly higher than the national average. This shows us that Detroit offers investors a strong opportunity to generate rental income at a significantly higher rent-to-purchase ratio than the national average. In January 2012, the median price of 3-bedroom homes in Detroit was $104,000. This means that, in the last 6 years, January 2012 to January 2018, 3-bedroom homes in Detroit have appreciated at a whopping 68%. During the same period, 3-bedroom homes increased only 41% nationwide. Between January 2012 and January 2018, the average rent for 3-bedroom homes in Detroit increased by 18%, which is also above the national average of 17% during this period. This shows us that there's a strong opportunity for equity growth and increased income potential over time in the Detroit area. Since 2010, Detroit's population has only increased by 0.5%. During the same period, the national population grew by 5.29%. In the past year, the number of jobs in Detroit has grown by 0.76%. This is lower than the U.S. annual job growth rate of 1.73%. Despite very slow growth, the Detroit metro still outperforms similar markets at attracting educated millennials. Likely, this is due to a number of research universities in the area, including Wayne State University. So, let's do a quick recap. Number 1. Detroit is very affordable. In the Detroit neighborhoods where Real Wealth Network members invest, 3-bedroom home values are 61% lower than the national average. Number 2. Detroit has strong rental income opportunities. In some Detroit neighborhoods, it's possible to rent homes for 1.18% of the purchase price, which is significantly higher than the national average. Number 3. Detroit is rapidly appreciating. Detroit home values have appreciated by 68% and rents appreciated by 18% over the last 6 years. This is significantly faster than the national average. Number 4. Millennials and billionaires love Detroit. Despite very slow population and job growth overall, Detroit has been attracting more educated millennials than similar cities across the nation. Plus, with investors like Dan Gilbert investing billions in redevelopment and corporate expansion, future growth in Detroit seems likely.